Hey team, Dr. Michael McCarthy here, and I want to bring back some ideas that I brought from the RapidMiner Wisdom 2020 conference. And they were a bit different, and that's why I think it's so important that I bring them to you now. One of the big ideas was that a lot of what we do as data scientists will actually be failure. Most machine algorithms that are developed will actually be failures. Success is by far less common. I've seen it quoted that as much as 20%, but as low as 1% of all machine learning algorithms that are developed or models are actually ever implemented. As little as 1%. That's absolutely amazing. All this hard work goes into something that might not be implemented 1% of the time. So we have to keep that in mind as we iterate and we develop and realize that we're always striving to get better and stronger in everything we do. The other thing is, I thought was very interesting, is that sometimes when we do the right thing, it can make our model less strong, less robust. If we use data ethically, then we actually might not have a strong model, which is something, it's a very important balance we need to have between doing the ethical thing and striving to have the most accurate model. The last thing we're going to talk about a lot here is that accuracy is not actually it's not the ultimate thing we want to consider when developing a model. Something that we always go, oh, this one's more accurate than that. And so that's not necessarily the best measure. So if we look at a bell curve of all the models that can be developed for any particular subject, and you have the least good ones here, and we have the majority here, and then we have the best ones over here, most people would say the best model would be this one way over here, the most accurate, right down here. These are where the best models are. But going to the RapidMiner conference, it was discussed that the best model for any particular use could actually be right here because it's more resilient, it's more impactful, and also it's simpler. It makes more sense. It's easy to implement and then put into production. So there's some ideas that are pivoted around this that were presented at the keynote. And so the first one is that we want to focus on resiliency over accuracy. All right, resilience over accuracy, because you want it to be, you want your model to be fitted, but not overfitted. We want it, and that resiliency is more important than accuracy. The next one is accountability. Accountability, we have to know our data, we have to know our model, and to be experts. This is how we build trust. We know our stuff, accountability. And then we want to make sure we deploy our model, but we want to monitor it, and then we want to iterate. This is the process. This is the CRISP-EM process. It's circular. This is the scientific method. It's circular. It's the iteration. Deploy to learn, monitor to understand what's going on, and iterate your model. Next one is impact is more important than accuracy as well. What do I mean by impact? So if I'm dealing with a business process, I might have a model that's super accurate, but it doesn't actually predict what I want it to predict. It predicts, say, false positives more than false negatives. But when I analyze the impact on the business, the false negatives are what I need. So maybe this model down here identifies the false negatives better. And so I would really want to focus on that model. And it gives my business, my organization, my customers better impact. This is where the focus should be, impact. Next one is upright, which means ethical. This is, again, how we build trust within our organization and with our customers. And the last one is simplicity. Why build a complex model when a simple one will do? A lot of times this is why we start with the linear model. Then we can go look at the more complex machine learning algorithms like k-nearest neighbors or a neural network or any of those other ones that are much more complex. Start with the simple one and then move on. These are the easiest to explain to non-data scientists, the easiest to implement. And if you look at this, it kind of forms a nice acronym, a mnemonic to help us, and it's RADIUS. Resiliency over accuracy, accountability, deploy, monitor, iterate, impact over accuracy, upright and ethical, and simplicity. So with these concepts that I learned at RapidMiner's Keynote, I think these are very important for us to hold as data scientists as we move forward. Accuracy is not the most important thing necessarily. Impact and resiliency in a machine learning model. And remember, we always need to do the right thing. Ethics, this is the trust. This is how we, as data scientists and to support our corporate or organizational needs, we have to be ethical. Thanks for watching.